Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Remember, one of the definitions of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expect a different outcome. So, if you remember, the European Union was shooting herself or itself in the feet, both legs, at the orders of Al Capone in order to impose sanctions on its own. They placed, I think, 11 rounds of sanctions on Russia, and Russia is thriving based on these two articles mentioning or citing Bloomberg, and the European Union gets into a recession. At least Germany, the engine of Europe, is in a recession, according to their data. So, yeah, keep sanctioning and putting that oil cap over the Russian oil and see where that gets you. Well, Russia has a surplus money. So that means whatever they spend, whatever Russia spends, is less than how much Russia gets in. It's like you go to work. Your income is more than your expenses. Great news. Like United States of America, which runs a budget deficit for trillion? I don't know, 1.7 trillion, was that? 1.3 trillion? Well, let's see. We got this article. I got two of them for you. Come from the same source, Bloomberg, via Sputnik in this case. Russia set to record $75 billion account surplus amid booming energy sales. And the other article comes from Russia Today, other partners in crime. Russia set for 75 billion surplus. Bloomberg, recovering oil exports have boosted cash inflows, data shows. So let's go to Sputnik. Thanks to an increase in exports of petroleum, gas, and other energy products this year, I thought they were sanctioned. The Russian government's current account is expected to post a surplus of some $75 billion this year based on a new data from the country's central bank. The Central Bank of the Russian Federation said on Tuesday that the current account surplus amounted to $53.8 billion as of November 1st, about 4 times the level it was at just a year prior. October followed September as the second straight month in which the account had an $11 billion surplus. As a result, a U.S. business newspaper, at Bloomberg, right, has updated its projection for the year, estimating Russia's account will have $75 billion in it by the end of the next month, assuring the trend continues. The account measures the difference between money coming into the Russian Federation through trade, investments, and wire transfers as compared to the money flowing out of the country. All right, and we go here. Standard & Poor's reported recently that Russian seaborne oil exports hit a 4-month high in October. Trade has especially bloomed with the People's Republic of China, which Russian President Vladimir Putin estimated would hit $200 billion this year, having risen by 1/3 in the first 8 months of 2023. China is the recipient of 47% of Russia's petroleum exports and 45% of its coal exports, and new projects to link Russian and Chinese gas pipelines were announced, including the Power of Siberia 2 pipeline. So, you push these guys even more or closer together than they were. So this is basically the same information coming from Bloomberg. Moscow proceeds from oil and gas sales surged to their highest level in 1.5 years, reaching 17.7 billion last month despite forecast of a vast deficit. Fresh data, and I'm quoting, shows Russia continues to benefit from high commodity export revenue. We expect Russia will post another $20 billion of current account surplus in the remaining 2 months of 2023, bringing the overall external balance to around $75 billion. Bloomberg's Russia economist Alex Isakov predicted. Isakov. All right, my friend, my dear friends. So more of the same will change. Russia will go still down, right? Because it has been going down. So either the Russians are smart and the other guys are ideologues, or the Russians are just lucky somehow, or I don't know, my friends. What do you think? The Russians were prepared and they set their game, their ducks in a row with China, with India and others, while the Americans were busy with their critical race theory garbage and with the identification and the pronouns and the color of the hair and the length of their nails and the fatness and the pronouns, as I said, and correct speech and political correctness, while the other guys were working diligently in preparing for these guys' garbage attack, which it seems like is failing. It has been failing. And the project goes that way. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.